welcome back to Less Than Geek. My name is Travis.
And I'm Peyton.
And here we have our coverage of the final match from the St. Petersburg X-Wing Regional on May 9th at Critical Hit Games. Over here on the right, we have Carlos from our previous video, flying his Fat Han with the Z95s. So he's got Han, Predator, C-3PO, Gunner, the title, and the engine upgrade. And over here on the left is myself with Dash and Corin. If you've seen any of our videos before, this probably looks familiar. So Dash has the heavy laser cannon with the Outrider title. He's got Kyle Katarn on there, Push the Limit and engine upgrade. And Corin Horn has Veteran Instincts with R2-D2 and fire control system. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Those Z's are coming straight down the pike there at top speed. Yeah.
So not too fast.
Right. So, you got to figure that Han's probably going to do it too. Han's going to want to... He's got higher pilot skill than Dash. He's big ship. He's got the engine upgrade. He can, boost into range 1 and be annoying, basically.
Yeah. So
he's probably going to be coming down here full speed. And it's a nice, open alley and everything. There's no debris or anything. So...
Already time to boost or barrel roll away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have been considering boosting up because I was going to barrel up and then boost, bank boost this way or something, but I figured that would put me too far out there.
Yeah, I mean, you might get a shot at the Z's, but then
yeah,
Han might have an opportunity to get in there too.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I guess he's deciding if he wants to... Yeah, you don't really... There's no reason to probably go into range 3 against Ash. Well... Maybe he is.
It's more of a setup for the next round.
Yeah. So I actually don't even really remember this game all that well because at this point I was kind of how do you say, almost just just totally out of it. I was just kind of it was almost like when you're drunk or something and you just don't remember certain portions of the night. Everybody, it's a long day. This is the finals. We've been at this for, probably how long now? 12 hours with meal breaks and everything just for playing the tournament.
Yeah, 2 meal breaks.
Standard, long regional. So everybody's feeling a little bit of fatigue. But on top of that, normal. I've been up since early in the morning, fatigue like that. Unfortunately, the only way I could realistically get to this tournament was I had to basically work on Friday evening and then drive down there overnight. There just wasn't a good way around that. So I had been up since about 1 o'clock in the afternoon the day before at this point. So it was definitely a challenge to be trying to play after being up for 36 hours.
Challenge to go 4-0 in Swiss. Right,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was feeling actually pretty good for most of the day. You get enough caffeine in you or whatever, but yeah, it got rough towards the very, very end. That meal break felt like, that dinner break to me felt like it was 2.5 hours long. I know it wasn't that long, but it just felt like it. So
the Z's are kind of maybe looking like they're going after Corin instead.
Yeah, I remember being a little bit surprised by, how he's just turning right in with everything. I thought maybe, he would change him up, like he would, they went real fast on the first turn.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking maybe they would do like a 1 straight and kind of, try to surprise you that way. But yeah, they're, I'm not really sure why, they're all banking that way. I guess he also figures like Dash is going to run that way.
Yeah, he's not going to go straight.
I mean, and that's the thing. So, if he didn't have a higher pilot skill ship, you're able to go, okay, well, it doesn't matter. I'll go the other way. But because he's got the Falcon come barreling at me, he probably figures he can just kind of corral Dash that way. Now, I went ahead and took the target lock on the Falcon there. I probably should have just played it safe and assumed the Falcon was going to be able to boost into range 1. I thought maybe if he didn't go super fast, he wouldn't be able to get there, but it moves so fast. With the
even not going
like
super
even with
fast.
a 2 instead of a 4 or something, the bank boosts Yeah, like a straight boost, it wouldn't get him there, even if he could fit by the cloud or whatever. But
because he would have been parallel.
The bank did it, yeah. So I should have probably just run away, at full, like instead of target locking, should have done that barrel roll and then boosted. But by the same token, I'm kind of setting sort of a trap for Han to at least get a good amount of health down on him. It would be nice to at least have a shot with dash on a Z this turn if you're gonna have that happen. So maybe if I wasn't gonna do the boost barrel roll and he's gonna be in range of me anyway, I should have like barreled forward and at least be able to shoot Z. You know what I mean? Like if you're only gonna do the barrel roll, there's no point in barreling back.
Yeah.
Because but yeah. So yeah, he gets a pretty forward roll there at least with Han, but then he Hans it.
Yeah, well, you gotta assume you're taking at least 1 damage just because of all the shenanigans. But you do take 1 damage.
That's not too bad. But so here's the thing with the situation now. So Dash is able to block on now on this turn, and so Corrin had a pot shot there against Han that didn't do anything, but I got to put that target lock on him at least.
Yeah.
So on this turn, Dash can block on. Corrin can come in and shoot him twice at range 1 with a target lock, and that can really hurt. You're throwing 8 dice that way, so he's got 3 PO, because then he doesn't even have like an evade token because he's going to bump. So he's basically got 3 PO and 1 other green die on the second shot against all those dice. I'm looking to get Han at roughly about half health in 1 turn.
Of course, all those E's are going to be turning into you.
Yeah, and that's a thing, and I'm trying to look at how bad that's going to be here. If they all do a bunch of that one in the back, or one of the ones in the back can't really hard turn without laying it on the cloud, though he might still do it. Yeah. I mean, they're still going to be pretty far away. Dash isn't going to move up all that much in order to block on. I think it's more like I probably do maybe just like a 1 straight or something, and then just token up, and then I was trying to also guess. I wanted to make sure that if Han did a 1 or a 2, like a 1 hard or a 2 hard, like either way, he was going to get blocked.
Bases,
yeah, because you got to figure that's what he's doing. He's turning it into this way. Like I guess theoretically he could have been pretty tricksy and done a hard turn the other way.
Yeah.
If, done that for a couple of turns and gone back around, that would have probably been really good. But
I think he's right.
But then at least I would be able to shoot him.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to keep you in range 1.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
I'd either be able to shoot him, or I'd be able to go, okay, plan B is I'll focus on the Z's and have both ships potentially run like this, down towards this empty side of the board, leave Han out of the fight, either way. Or I could shoot Han. Corrin could probably still have gotten like range 2s on Han from there. I could have maybe still, taken those shots, or even just let me do HLC plus that, and on the next turn, Corrin's going to be right up behind Han. He would pretty much, Corrin would be riding behind Han the whole rest of the game, and that would be bad for him. So
there's also you could, instead of trying to go for the bump, kind of just get out of there completely with dash.
Yeah, that's a little tough. I mean,
2 straight boost barrel roll out of there.
Yeah, and I could, but if dash doesn't block him, he's probably going to boost after dash, which would probably still get him within range 1 of dash, depending on where I went. But also,
I don't think so, just because he can't take a good angle. He has to like hard 2, and that's about as far as he can get.
Right, but
I
then
think you can get further with 2 movement actions.
Yeah, I can get further, but I don't know if I can get far enough to be a whole range increment beyond them with the way the corners work. But anyway, it's tough. But the thing is that then if I did that and then he didn't bump and then he boosted, then Corrin may end up
ramming him
or just not having a shot, because I think Corrin may end up banking that way a little bit. But yeah, so I stay there and I'm like, okay, should be good with it, whether he does a 1 or a 2. He ends up doing the 1, and there we have it. So Dash has all the tokens ready to go for these things. Now, I did target lock on the Falcon instead of one of the Z's. Maybe I should have with dash, done that because that's where I'm shooting this turn. But I figured, like, I'm trying to really be able to focus down the Falcon here first. This game, I'm going for it first.
It's like that. You get that one shot. You want it to be.
Yeah. So I figure I can get that target lock more or less for free because he's gonna bump into me for later, and then now I can hopefully run away or whatever, as he's still having to like maneuver around the obstacle or whatever. He's not just in a straightaway. And I can, now I can basically, like you said, I can run faster in a straightaway than he can. All right, so we get range 1. And that's not terrible. That's three hits.
Yep.
Yeah, not too bad. So, he's going to 3PO 1 and take 2.
Yep.
But, so now we're looking at potentially throwing 4 more at him at the end of the round with him just rolling a green die. And it sure would be nice to maybe get a crit in there already. Okay, so he's blasting Corrin back.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not able to continue shooting a dash with the Falcon. And he was saying how he felt like this is almost just wasted. Now, he gets 2 hits on him.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, 2 hits is not.
But he feels like he's not really going to be able to focus fire with the Z's on Corrin. Like a couple, they might have range on him, but that's so many green dice. I guess he figures it's not going to do much. Corrin's going to run away and recharge down there. He just decides he wants to stay on dash.
But it does kind of force you to be looking towards greens again. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to K turn next turn or something like that.
Yeah. But I guess they figure they got better odds of just focusing all their fire into dash.
Yeah, it's like I have dash now. I want to put some damage into him.
Yeah, so dash ends up with his shot putting 3 into one of those Z's. That's where I guess that target lock could have been really valuable because he whiffed on the greens. Yeah, could have one-shot him potentially.
Hey, just like you whiffed on greens.
So that's 2 hits right there. Now we get another one. And he focuses for 1. I think we get an evade here. Yep. Or spin to focus, yeah, because I get still have 2 focus tokens under there and use 1 on the attack. That one's going to be range 3. So hopefully with focus you can evade that.
Yep.
So now it's time to use Corrin again. So far we've pushed 2 damage through on him. That really hurts right there. There was like a couple blanks and eyeballs, just have to re-roll all of it, and then with the target lock to get 2 hits, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's like you get even more eyeballs in your second re-roll.
Yeah.
I mean, you still do 2 damage, so 4 damage in total.
Yeah, it's you should average 6 hits with those 8 dice there, and okay, he's gonna like block 1 with C3PO, and he doesn't have great odds of rolling. Essentially, on average, it should have pushed through maybe like 1 more damage, but it wasn't terrible, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was a little below average, if you could have gotten a roll that was just on, instead of just below average, you get one that's just above average. There, Han's already pretty much game over.
Yeah, he's already
if it
out of shields.
Because then he's out. Yeah, it's like he has maybe 1 whole damage, and it happens to be a crit, or something that's bad. So it was definitely. It was an interesting thing to just kind of go for that trap there, but it may not have been worth it in the long run. Now, I'm assuming those Z's are gonna hard turn again, sort of like towards where dash is going. Yeah, so they are really close to being able to block them. And this is a rare situation where one of them might actually been able to block him. Dash doesn't have a stress for some reason. I think
it's probably under the Falcon.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, but I almost feel like I was considering hard turns and you're like, didn't. Now I had all those tokens last turn. I was thinking maybe I had the target lock from. I had the target lock from like 2 turns ago.
Yeah.
So I think I actually went in. Yeah, I didn't actually push the limit. I kept the target lock where it was. I got the free focus, and I just focused again.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that on purpose because your green maneuvers are too easy to block on this turn. 1 bank this way might have cleared, but that's because of the maneuver he did. So he did like these those front guys did those hard turns. If that front guy did bank, like a 3 bank, then I think he might have been able to block that. It was pretty close. It might have worked, but it was too close to risk it. So I just went with, I'll leave it open, and I did the 3 instead of the 1.
Yeah, the problem is these are all still...
Yeah, I also wanted to be able to, on the turn after I bumped on, to really just haul, down the side of the board or whatever.
Kind of use the Z's as screening for his own Han.
Yeah, I'm starting to kind of factor that in too. It's like with a boost barrel towards where he's standing down there, we can get pretty far away from Han, and maybe a Z screens him from being able to boost where he needs to or something. But we're gonna end up having this old target lock on Han and no other tokens for this round though. But potentially in a pretty good spot though going forward.
Got a lot of real estate. The Z's are no longer blockable.
Yeah. So, the Falcons giving chase, of course.
Completely ignoring the 2 shield down corn.
Now, I think one interesting thing here, I guess I couldn't have really done it because Corn does need to recharge some or he becomes too tasty of a target. Yeah. If it's like, I don't know. If Corn did it, even though he can't fire this turn, if he did it too hard to the right
to prepare for next turn,
then he's just sitting behind all his ships, or for like, there's just this thing where it's like if you want to keep chasing Dash, you're just giving Corn free reign. So,
the problem is he's like, I'm going to range 1 corn, and you roll poorly with no tokens, or
exactly
1 token, he might still get killed.
But yeah, if I do it, I guess I wasn't sure exactly how far the Falcon was going to move or whatever, but too hard there, I ram in the back of the Falcon so it can't shoot me, because that's really the bigger concern, is if it had a shot on me, we had the 3 health or whatever. But I suppose then I would at least have an evade.
It's hard to tell, because if he had tried to boost, he wouldn't be able to ram into him.
Yeah. But I'd still have the 3 health, but I would at least have the evade. And I'm pretty sure the Z's wouldn't have had arc regardless, but or maybe just a 2 bank that way, instead of the other way. You'd be kind of looking right at the debris. It's hard to tell where it would go with that, but I don't know. So Han's continuing to go for Dash here. So 2 hits, man. Yeah, I've got examining focus, so that's probably, and he did. So there's that 1 Z that took 3 hits last round. And so, it does have the focus on it for defense, unfortunately. But still, and that's the thing, I got no actions. So you're kind of just hoping for some good rolls here, but you really need to put 1 hit through.
But you only roll.
Roll 1. And then, he just has to not roll 2 blanks. So, you got 1 blank there. Like, if I could have just gotten an average, 2 hits on 4 dice there, he's dead. And that's 1 less shot coming back. And it's just 1 less body that when we get down towards the edge of the board and it's more traffic you have to avoid getting blocked by.
At least you didn't do the old, you didn't kill me, I'm going to deal damage. You ended up evading it.
Yeah. So I was debating that and attacking Han because, there I would have had the target lock.
But then Han would have
C3PO. Han, yeah, exactly. It doesn't really do anything with all that. And he didn't evade. He did focus, but I guess he didn't even spend that on the attack, so he still had that. But the 3PO. So Dash is not having a good day.
Yeah, he's already down to hull damage.
Yeah. So on this turn, we're trying to figure out, I guess, how he's going to try to pursue me exactly. Dash is going to be able to just run down the side of the board.
Falcon could probably do 3 straight and then do a bank.
I am boost. That's you're kind of looking at where the Z's are going, like where they have to turn to stay in arc. They're doing hard turns and stuff. That is kind of using them to screen the Falcon though, like we were saying.
It normally stops him from boosting.
Yep.
But then he just takes a focus and he's still I'd say he would probably be happy with that.
Yeah.
Especially since the Falcon's still pretty healthy at this point.
Yep. So here they go, right around the debris. This one's deciding to target lock instead. I guess the one with 1 health focused.
Yeah. trying to do what he did last round and not get killed by one.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
And that one keeps ramming into the back of the other ones.
Yep. So no action. Yeah, all these target lock tokens get thrown all over the place. It's how far some of these big ships move. Yep. So now it's time for dash. So we're doing the one bank. And there it's still a little too close to the Falcon. You got to move up more. Depending on it.
Yeah, maybe he did
he
a two bank and then
he can kind of snake his way with a bank this way and then a bank that way, and get you.
You're probably pretty safe there, though.
Yeah, you're safe from the Falcon there. Still getting shots, pretty decent shots from all three of these, and the Falcon will still be shooting you. He just won't be
range one, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're trying to finish off the Z anyway, so we're gonna end up barrel rolling to the right. So out here, you're going to be able to get to that point where you outrange the rest of the ships. So you're basically looking to outrange the rest of them and then get just range on that one health one. Yeah, and then the Falcon coming down. Yep.
Yeah, they might.
Going pretty quick.
Yep.
I don't think he bumps. It's close, but he's good. Yeah, so then, he still gets pretty close just by boosting around there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, goodness. But, yeah, he might decide. I guess he's trying to figure out if he thinks he's already in range or not. If he needs to focus or whatever.
It's just kind of risky thing. You can't, I'm going to target lock to check because then it's a kind of a waste. You're never going to use that target lock.
Yeah,
unless you
pretty much.
Unless you assume at some point down the line you're going to lose your pilot skill.
Yeah, there's an odd roll here or there. It could be useful, but it's not really that helpful. Well, I guess he's just going to sit there. I was really thinking he was going to boost, but I guess he was just having to figure that out. Corn's trying to get relevant again.
Yeah, but not right now.
Mm-hmm. Not quick enough. Dash is hurting. I'm just figuring out if there's any way that I can barrel roll here to try to be in a better spot for the next turn. But if I barrel roll, closer, then so basically we want to be able to do 2 greens.
You're gonna go through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It almost seems like it might be worth it.
Just out of range.
Yeah.
That's just that's so frustrating. That's just killer.
Yeah, that one health guy is just sitting out of range.
Yep. Could have barrel rolled slightly further back and at it.
And it's one of those things if you had killed it, you're not gonna have to waste the turns to do it next time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just one less. It's not just one less ship shooting at you. It's just, when you're coming around a corner like that, it's one less ship that in a turn or two is going to be something you have to not run into. It's just traffic, especially when you're having to just run just so much from the Falcon. It would be nice to take it out. So now they're going to continue going pretty quick. They're trying to cut dash off at the pass here.
Yeah, the Z's are pretty much, it's always a guessing game as to where dash is going to be.
Yeah.
But it's still not, it's not an infinite amount of possibilities.
At this point, they just have to try to cut them off in front, rush up there to be able to block them in the next, couple turns or whatever, and then the Falcon just has to be coming up behind them,
Yeah. The only problem with this for dash is that you can't do any cube maneuvers. You can't just do a hard one or something to completely avoid Z's, because then, surprise, surprise, Han's going to be directly on top of you.
Yep, it would have been nice to have that back Z dead. Yeah, you still got to kind of rush out there and use them to screen Han and hope that... the other thing is, if you go far enough, fast enough out there, you're going to move up into their arcs.
Yeah.
Eventually,
That's the problem, yeah. Now, if Honda was actually trying to chase you, he's probably doing some sort of hard maneuver.
Yeah, I think he might do like a 3 bank and be playing a boost.
Yeah, just kind of go around that rock, that far rock.
Yeah, because that'll get him all the way almost down to where like Dash is right now to start the turn. So yeah, I mean, you can't just sit there and blast, and be out of all the Z's because you're worried about Han coming up and just murdering you at range 1. And other than the fact of I was trying to pick off that one health Z when I had no tokens anyway, just to see if I could get that 1 damage true with 4 dice. But you kind of got to still try to put palpable hits into Han here to soften them up. So then maybe Corn could come in and finish them, and you can get it down to Corn versus Z's or something. If you're just blasting Z's, Han's, going to be in too good of a shape probably.
Corn's probably not going to be able to reach this turn either. So there's 2 turns where he could have been shooting, it wasn't.
Yeah, so Corn will hopefully get back in the fight soon, but we'll just have to see how far I can go, because I've got to do some greens. I was probably debating at the beginning of this turn if I wanted to go straight green, kind of go around that second obstacle, or try to do a bank and cut through these.
Well, you kind of assume you're at least finally going to take out that 1 health one.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you're stuck choosing, and maybe you're stuck choosing between doing that and, like I said, trying to soften up Han enough. Now, it might still be worth taking out the Z, because Corn has been able to take down Falcons,
Oh yeah,
but
I've seen it.
You got to be a little more careful with Gunner Falcons and Predator and all that stuff. Sometimes they're able to consistently get enough damage you can't really recharge if they're still in like great health. They're not close to dead. It can be rough, but like if you have to turn around and stuff like that. But I don't know. I figured that was probably the best way to go. I did those moves down there, and I'm going to be away from the Falcon. I was thinking, that he would maybe do a hard turn like that, and then not be able to boost because of these. And I was thinking I might even be able to outrange him. And then if I do outrange him, then it makes that choice easy. You kill that 1 health Z, you take a couple Z pot shots, you potentially survive, and you continue down this far side of the board down there.
Where you're basically stalling for Corn.
Yeah, and Dash is slipping away, so it's like that. That's kind of ultimately what I arrived at here, but we'll just have to see how those dice go, if I can finally kill that 1 health Z or not. So yeah, Corn goes to the bank. He's got to figure if he needs to kind of barrel roll around the garbage or not, or also to see if he can barrel roll to get some sort of pot shot.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you choose that Z, then you have that question of, do I change my target lock from Han?
I probably just wouldn't. I'd just leave it over on Han. That's what's important. Yeah, he barely has range there. So, he has range on that one. Yeah,
it's range 3.
I think he was out on the
no token.
Yeah. So he's definitely got range on the front one. I couldn't tell if it was out or not on the back one. It's probably out.
Trying to maybe burn a token off the focused one.
Yep.
Checking for debris.
Yep, it's really close there. The way these debris clouds stick out all awkwardly, like we've mentioned.
Yeah, the little tip is trying to get in the way.
Yeah. So we get everybody looking at it. I think Brad hops in here. Yeah, we have all sorts of people just kind of looking at it, and it's funny. He's right about here. I remark, all this just for Corn to roll 3 blinks anyway. Foreshadowing. So, I think we decided it was clipping it. Still not sure.
Yeah, it was like, let me physically
put
this ruler down.
This is probably where I said that, yeah. Because, he said he wanted to see, I guess, just the very edge of a ruler, look down through the acrylic or something, the thinnest line,
to see if you can see it through.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't work with the normal
cardboard
ruler.
ones. Yeah. This is one of those times where especially this is probably like the only shot Corn had anyway, or whatever. It's like, it should be like, all right, I'm just going to roll the red dice. And then, if it seems relevant, we can determine if you need another green or not.
I don't know, people are like, oh, I need to re...
Because I rolled 3 eyeballs.
Yeah, it's like, I need to roll all 3 dice at once or it doesn't count.
Yeah. I rolled 3 eyeballs and it did nothing. So, like I said, it was a huge waste of time.
And then it didn't change target lock, so...
Yeah.
It was kind of pointless. At least in the earlier rounds when you shot Han...
So does
far,
Han have...
at least got the target lock on.
I think Han's out.
Yeah, he's out.
That's what we're checking here.
Mm-hmm.
So then it goes to Dash. So yeah, it's on that Z. Seems pretty good.
Evil Z.
Now here's the problem. So we rolled 2 hits, a blank, and an eyeball. Now he's got a focus. He's got exactly 1 health left. So it's like if I focus, I guarantee that he's dead.
Yeah.
But then I'm down a focus for defense or whatever.
Ironically, if you didn't, he would still be alive because he got 2 evades. Well, after the focus, he got 2 evades.
So I did need to do it. Yeah. It was one of those things. It's like, you feel like you don't want to spend it and then have him roll blanks anyway. But I need all the defense I can get at this point. Yep, one of them dropping 2 hits.
Yep.
Only getting 1 evade.
1 hit through.
Dash is slowly melting here.
Yep, 3 hits left.
And then that one in the back is probably range 3 with a target lock on him. Yeah. Range 3. And we get 2 hits anyway because Z95. And we get 1 evade on 3 dice. And
it's a crit.
Oh, we get a crit, yeah.
And injured pilot.
Good old injured pilot, yep. So push the limit is gone. And Dash cares about obstacles all of a sudden, which is just really weird.
It's probably one of the more important
crits that's really
out of all of them.
Actually, that crit is what ruined him there. He gets a couple more turns of being, in the fight here without that crit because he can. I'm
just
thinking
the action. It's important.
Well, I was thinking like he could 1 bank out that way, but I think if the Z does a 4 straight, he can block that.
With his ability, he could completely avoid both those Zs.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it might hinge on a guessing game of where the Z's are gonna go. Because like if that front Z does like a 4 straight, I think he can he can block anything but a 2 straight from Dash.
Yeah.
And then, but if he does like a 3 bank, he can block the 2 straight, but he can't block the 1 bank the other way. So it's like it would be a little bit of a guessing game there. But if you don't have that crit and you guess that right, then you're able to use your actions to barrel boost down to that corner or whatever, get way down there. Again, the Z's kind of screen you from Han. He's able to milk another turn or 2 of being relevant here, at least blasting the Z's, if nothing else.
Basically, the only other crit is worse is the discard your secondary.
Right. Yep.
And even then, you can still kill Z's with that.
Just shoot him at range 1, yeah. All right, so that one's going over the rock. So yeah, he ends up doing a maneuver. I mean, great. I guess, I still am probably trying to clear the stress. Maybe it doesn't matter because I don't have push limit and all that, but that maneuver wouldn't have blocked either.
Yeah, because you're getting slow.
They're basically like, okay, Dash is dead enough. Han will finish him. We got to start going for Corn, which is probably not a bad call, honestly.
Yeah, because
he's basically able to get a couple, good shots on him.
There's a good chance that Han gets in range 1 this turn.
Yeah.
Of a Dash.
Yep. It goes with the target lock there. So Dash ends up cutting in this way. Was hoping that maybe the Z's would do those maneuvers down that way to try to block them or whatever, and then they would just be completely irrelevant because they wouldn't really be shooting either one of them. And I was also hoping here that Han would be just booking it 3, 4 straight, whatever, to follow me down there, and he would run into me. And Carlos actually he said he had a 3 locked in, and then since it was untimed, he went and took a bathroom break in here, because we're in the finals. Yeah. And then he said he was thinking about it in the bathroom, came back and changed it to a 2.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Before, it was before we started flipping up dials, but he thought about it.
He was just
when he was away from the table.
Time.
Yeah, so because a 3 there would have bumped Dash and whatever.
Boxer hugged.
Well, so Corn is he's got all his shields back, and he's got an evade or whatever. He's full strength, but he's looking at taking a couple nasty shots from the Z's there. He does, have some, shots going back to Han there that start trying to work him down, but it sucks that Han didn't hit Dash, because then he's gonna kill Dash before Dash can
do anything.
Although Dash is probably at range 1 of all 3 of them. Anyway, that one Z might be barely range 2. That's right next to Corrin, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, the problem is also that it's a range 1 shot on Dash.
Oh yeah.
If it was 2, then you could at least
maybe
fathom not dying.
Yeah. Yeah, and he did what I've said before. He focused at range 1 to maximize his odds, to make sure he's going to get decent attack with the Han Predator math. Okay, so this is
3 hits on
3 hits with Corrin on Han, range 2. Okay, C3PO, whatever.
Yeah, so it's not bad. It lands a
2.
crit even. It's a minor explosion.
Yeah, and minor explosion, and it goes off. So basically a poor man's direct hit right there.
Yep, +1 damage.
So now Han's down to 6. So keeping it a little more interesting. Now it's time for Han to murder Dash.
Yeah.
Unless something just ridiculous happens. Yeah, he just drops 4 natural hits. He doesn't even need all the
Gunners and rerolls.
Doesn't need Han, Gunner, reroll, Predator, focus. None of that. Just drops 4 hits, and I dropped 2 blanks. So, just in case you thought there was any chance,
we're gonna get rid of that illusion.
Yeah, forget that. Okay, so now the Z's are up. So he rolls 3 eyeballs there with one of them and goes, I should have focused instead of target locking. It was one of those moments. Mm-hmm. And then he target locks them and rolls 3 hits anyway. And he's like, okay.
It's like I should call these things more often.
Yeah, so I get 1 evade on the dice there,
and a token,
and spend the token, and then also take 1. Then this one, I think he rolled 3 hits. No, just 2.
No, just 2, and you get 1 evade. So
yeah,
so you end up losing 2 shields.
It's not terrible. Now see, what I could have done there, I really should have, instead of evading, I should have barrel rolled to the left. Like forward, so basically right up in the face of the other Z, kind of like how I am now. And I would have arc dodged that other one. I think I still would have basically had the same shots on Han. Still would have been basically range 2. He might have gotten the debris.
You end up getting 3 more hits on Han and drop him down to 3 health.
Yeah, he was saying, oh wait, I should still have that focus token because he didn't use it for the turn. But he rolled a blank anyway, so it didn't. Yep, so he's down to 3 health. But yeah, at some point here, like in the next turn or 2 or whatever, I kind of need to do a barrel roll at some point anyway. Also for the fact that to get around the obstacle.
Yeah.
Because the stress is just not something I can handle right now. So yeah, that it would have been better to do it on that turn. The way the dice worked out, I think it would have more or less been about the same, but. Yeah, it would have arguably even put Corrin in a better position for pursuing Han. He goes 1 straight and just kind of wait and see which way Han turns, But, on this turn, Corrin's pretty much got to go 1 straight. It'll park him right in front of that debris without hitting it.
Yeah, and
then he has a barrel roll around it. So, you pretty much figure, the Z's are both K-turning. That much seems pretty obvious, even though that bottom one or whatever goes over the thing. He gets a million
double stress.
He gets all the stress tokens. But then it's kind of okay, which way is Han gonna go? So what ends up happening is like I said, Corrin has to go 1 straight and barrel roll there because you end up getting in a position where even if you're willing to stay there and go over the obstacle on the next turn, Han basically gets in a position where. He does a bank up towards his side of the board here, so that Han's face is just parallel with his edge of the board.
Kind of looking for range 1.
Yeah. So basically, that means on the next turn, he can hard turn either way to just try to get away from Corrin.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to be able to adjust to that. So if you stay sitting behind that obstacle at the angle I'm at, and just take an evade token for all their shots instead of barrel rolling, and then not having the evade for all their, because they're all still going to be able to shoot me. I think.
Yeah.
It's the The problem is then you have to like essentially pick which way you're going to do like a 2-bank over the debris. You have to like commit to a direction, and guessing on which way Han's going to turn. If you guess wrong, you're just screwed.
Yeah.
You can't shoot him. You'll have no shot. You'll be taking all the shots again. It'll take you forever to turn around and get him, whatever. But if I go one straight and then barrel all around it, then on the next turn, a 2-bank puts me basically facing the same direction that Han ends up facing on this turn. So then whichever way he hard turns, I can barrel roll that direction to keep arc on him. So yeah, it sucks that there has to be a barrel roll in here and maybe even 2, and you're taking a bunch of shots and not having evade tokens that way, but he really just doesn't have a choice. You just gotta hope that you can live through it. So okay, all that will unfold over the next couple rounds here and make a little more sense.
Just the inevitable K turns.
Yeah, but we'll start with the K turns. That's, like I said, the simple part here. Moving tokens out of the way, holding down the debris and everything. And again, Carlos is using the Scum of Villainy paint jobs he used, so they were at least a little more interesting to look at than your standard ones.
Than the hundreds you've probably seen at this point.
Yep, I think he rolled a crit and took shield, actually.
Yeah, he does.
Took a damage. He said he was doing that all day long. He just kept rolling crits on debris. He was having bad luck with that.
Well, there's a solution for that.
Right. So, okay, so Han banks up here. So, yeah, like I said, the front of Han is parallel with the edge of the board, more or less. So, that's what I'm saying, like here on the next turn, you can hard turn either way. He's not angled in one direction, where he has to go a certain way to not go off the board or whatever,
Yeah.
So, if I stay here behind the rock on the next turn, if I, bank one way or the other over the rock, I'm committed to that. And, since I'm going to get the stress for going over the rock, I can't barrel roll if I sit here on the next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. To adjust. So you're having to commit to that direction. If it's a 50-50 chance. If you just guess wrong, you're screwed. So, but the trade-off is I could sit here, I could get the extra evade, and I could probably even maybe, pick up a green die from Han shooting me, whatever.
Through the rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, just a little more survivable. But this is where I'm thinking about all that stuff, and just I basically come to the conclusion that you have to do the barrel roll now. Like it's just the lesser of the two evils, so that you can, it got to be guaranteed that I can get one more shot in on Han and kill him next turn. There's just no other way. So you just have to hope that the dice weather the storm that way. Like I even reach over, I'm grabbing the evade. I'm like, yeah, I got to survive, and then I'm like, no, you got to make sure you can have that shot. So we're gonna stick with the barrel roll. I'm basically one hand's holding the template and one hand's holding the evade.
It's like an angel on one arm and a devil on the other.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't take the chance that you guess wrong on the next turn. That's basically what I'm saying there. I'm like,
and there's always I could take the focus. The evade.
Yeah.
Not get shot, one less damage, and then fly over a rock and take 1 damage from the rock anyways.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true too.
Zero gain.
I wasn't even factoring that in, but yeah, that's a thing. That's true.
Because that's how luck works.
Yeah. Okay, so we go with the barrel there. So now Han is shooting.
Yep.
Boom, boom, boom.
Getting some good rolls. 3 hits.
3 hits. Felt like that was coming at me all day in this game. But, I rolled 2. I rolled 2, and I take 1. So it just doesn't trigger gunner or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like if you get a really good... granted, that would be like 3-on-3, but it seems like someone will shoot at me at range 3 or something. I'll get like 3 evades on 4 dice and trigger gunner, and then I'll just whiff.
That's why people play it.
Yep. So the Z shots.
The first one didn't do anything.
Yeah.
This one's through the debris.
Get a bunch of extra greens. Still gets a hit through.
Like,
so shields are down. We're down to 2 hull.
Extra greens on a ship with no tokens still deal damage.
Yeah.
But you're still alive, which is of importance.
Yeah, so here is where I was saying on this turn, if Corn can do a 2-bank to, basically land where Han is. 2-bank to the left, more or less. And I would be like a little shorter than that, but, more or less. And then, get a shield. And then depending on which way Han goes, I can barrel roll.
Now, were you concerned that maybe Han engine upgrades and you can't barrel roll into arc?
Yeah, it's close.
Because I would maybe have done a 1-bank instead to
the
kind of
problem
keep
is
myself
one
further
bank's
back.
not green. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think a 1-bank. I think that debris would block the left barrel anyway. Maybe.
Okay.
The big asteroid's a little tight with the 2-bank. Tight for the right barrel roll as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think you could barrel roll back to the right and probably I'd be putting my nose right in the asteroid. But if it's like going to kill Han, it would be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you can kill him before he
Yeah,
shoots.
I can just go over it and try to survive Z's and, on the next turn or whatever. All right, so Z's are coming up.
Nothing on the rock.
Okay, no, okay. So, yeah, that Z has 3 health. The other one's still full. So, Han goes left here. Now, if he...
You're right.
Or, yeah, sorry, right. Yeah, if he went left, is what I was saying. I think somebody was saying they felt like if he did like a too hard to the left and then boosted, maybe like a bank boost basically towards that debris, like he goes right towards his Z and debris cloud down there.
Mm-hmm.
That then even with the barrel, I might not have been able to get a mark, and that might have been true. But I suppose if you land there and you're looking at it and you're like, oh man, a barrel rolls aren't going to get this. It could have evaded. Got the shield and the evade, try to just stay alive from that turn, and then on the, following turns here, turned like where Han is now, like gone around this asteroid, gone around this way while Han's going the other way, recharge. I would have had to play it that way.
There's the thing where,
but yeah,
he could have done the hard turn the other way, but then maybe you had turned hard just to make sure, and then it's like second guessing and triple guessing your opponent.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably figuring I'm probably banking because that's green, But yeah. So we get the 4 dice. We roll 2, so we get 3 hits. It would have been obviously really, really, really nice to blow him away here in one shot. To not let him shoot, but...
Yeah, so I guess that's C3PO. You get 1 crit in, which is the damage sensor array.
I'm not sure I could have, though. Let's see.
With
if I rolled 4, yeah.
You had to get 4 hits, and you had to get...
Yeah, you have to get double damage. Because he gets C3PO and evade.
Yeah.
But yeah, damage sensor array doesn't really
important.
do anything.
Yeah, at this point, it's not important.
Yeah, it's annoying usually. You can't evade or boost anymore, but like it's all about just this turn,
Yeah. And he pops you back.
Yeah, blinded pilot would have been awesome.
Yeah,
because it's like this turn,
Because this is 4 hits coming at you.
Yeah.
Now you get 2 evade or with the token.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like it was 4 hits. It was 1 shield. It was roll 1 evade, spin the token, take a shield, take a hole. Yeah.
So
brutal. So now I was like, I think I said something like, well, now the Z's can just kill me because it's like
because you got 1 health left.
Yeah.
And the first one gets 2 hits.
Yeah. But I got that extra die for the cloud and get 4. Probably because of it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the other one, okay, range
checking
2.
Range. Right? Checking rock.
Yeah, nope, because it's my corner straight across to him, so nope.
Yep, just 3 dice.
Just 3 dice. He only gets the 1. But you gotta roll an evade,
Yeah, you can just see it's like triple blank.
That one out there is an evade. The other 2 were blanks. Everybody saw that one really quick. I was looking. I was looking at the other ones. And I didn't see it right away. I just saw blanks. That's why I pointed to it because it's like, oh my god, it's out there. Okay, so we get the second shot. It's like, yeah, we're definitely finishing him.
Yeah.
So we got 3 hits, and he's already used all his tricks, so he can't survive even with an evade. So Han is down. Corn's on his last leg, but we're down to just a couple Z's. So now what?
Yeah, it's like I need shields back.
Yeah.
which means I would do greens. But if I'm doing greens, then I'm predictable.
Yeah, the tables have turned here. So now it's like, yeah, I'm doing that green. You're pretty much doing a 2-bank. But it's now back to kind of that 50-50. If I 2-bank to the right down here towards where Han was, and his Z's don't pretty much just go straight or whatever, then, you know, they won't have me. But if I go the other way, you know, and they overshoot me or something. But I guess, you know, so he goes top speed there. And, yeah, so he would definitely have a shot on me if I go to the right. And then I guess that one, it didn't, you know, go as far as I thought it would on overshooting me. And he's kind of covering, I guess, his bases with doing that with both of them.
Yeah, he's got a good coverage of arcs. He does go through the rock
this
again.
one loves going over debris. Yep.
And as he mentioned, he hit himself again with it.
Yeah, so now that Z has lost both its shields to the debris. So I end up going left. And I guess right probably would have been the better call, but it just... it was a guessing game.
You still would have gotten shot.
Yeah, I would have been out of one of them, though, I think. And I'm like, God... it feels like you always pick it wrong, so I got both of them. Now, I think I can barrel roll around the front guy, though.
You can get... There's that one little area right next to him.
So it's like I'm getting shot by one either way, but if I went the other way, it would be a range 2 shot, and I could get an evade token.
Luckily, the one shooting you will have no token, because the other one is FTL'd.
Yeah, but still, like, there's only so much you can do with 2 dice, you know, if FTL'd or whatever. And, like, so it would be a range 2 shot, and he'd only have 2 dice, and I would have an evade token. So, like, there's no way I could die on this turn because of the shield, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd be in pretty good shape. Here, yeah, it's, you know, whatever dice he rolls, but it's, like, 3 on, you know, 2 health there.
You do end up avoiding all the damage, though.
Yeah, he didn't. He only rolled 1, I think. I think we just each rolled 1.
No, you both got 2.
Oh, we both got 2?
Yeah, you were both rolling higher than average. It's hard to tell on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. So, at this point, that front Z, pretty much just assume that thing's K-turning, you know, towards Phantom Han down there.
Yeah, Ghost on.
You know, I'm definitely tilted towards the left here, you know, continuing on in that direction. So yeah, it's like if you do some 2 banks, get your shield, you know, shield evade, whatever, go around the board. Maybe shield barrel roll even, you know, works out better depending on looking at their arcs.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's an untimed match. You're in great shape. You come back and you just pick them off. I wasn't sure exactly what the Z was going to do since they had so much stress anyway. He decides to do a 2-bank to clear 1, which lands basically right in front of me. I was thinking he might just do like a hard turn to the left because he's, you know, still going to have some stress regardless either way.
Yeah.
And then that would be, you know, giving him a shot on me going that way. He could potentially have like range 3 maybe with the other guy. Could probably barrel out anyway, but you know, it'd be one of those things where that 1Z might still have a chance. But try to get too cute here and do a little bit of a what we've referred to since then as basically the Pete Carroll moment. I should have just, you know, run in with Marshawn Lynch going beast mode here, because Corbin was going beast mode, you know. Yep. And I decided to
might as well press
a bizarre slant pass.
Press my luck.
So here's the thing, though. I'm that one Z down here at the bottom doesn't have arc. It's hard to tell in here, but it is just out. And then, like I said, I thought that other one might turn. So I thought I might actually be out of both of them and then still have a shot on that one. And then here's the thing. That one's also the one with 2 health. So granted, there's nothing to modify it. But I roll 4 reds straight up and only get 1 hit. And then he actually gets an evade. And then he turns around right there with his stress and just rolls 3 hits straight up. I roll 1 evade and I have 2 health with the shield. So like it takes him dropping 3 hits to actually kill him.
Yep.
And he gets it. So
exactly.
Yeah, it was an unnecessary risk. Like it was unfortunate dice at the end there, but it was leaving it up 2 dice when there wasn't any need to. You know,
yeah.
You have all day to just run around the edge of the board there. And I was thinking of it in terms of like sometimes you get in that situation against more powerful ships at the end of a game, like a Falconer or something 1-on-1, and sometimes you can be treading water, running away, shield evade, or whatever, but but sometimes you have to ultimately turn around because you're not gaining ground.
Finish
but
them
it's
off.
like, but they're just Z's. Like they will. It's impossible for one Z with 2 dice to not eventually lose ground to you doing that. You know,
you eventually will roll some
So
evades
it's
on
like-
your dice.
like I said, I just at this point, I don't know. I just been up for like 36 hours and just made that poor decision. Like everybody in the room watching is like, what the hell? Because it was obvious to everybody but me, I guess. But it was just one of those things.
Yep.
And like I said, it was a gamble that and it still almost paid off. And because if you kill that Z there, then on the next turn I 2 bank basically face to face with this other one.
And do it again.
And potentially, shoot him twice if I killed that one in one shot. Potentially just bump him face to face when we have no shots, and then I just go pass him down here and recharge. Whatever. Any number of things. But that one shot didn't work out, so it just wasn't worth the risk. So congratulations to Carlos. He has the regional bye and all that good, or Gen Con bye, whatever. Gets the trophy. I think he kept saying he wasn't even supposed to be there today, like Clark Stante style. He wasn't planning on coming. Hats off to him. We had a good game there, and there's definitely a couple die rolls on the turns leading up to that one die off and Corn's dead before that anyway.
Yeah, like a turn ago.
So it was super close. But it was great, everybody, for the last couple games here. At least we put on a show. We had, this table was up near the front of the store. So you had like you had basically like everybody that was still sticking around. We still probably had 20 people around, all sitting outside, like smoking cigarettes or whatever, looking through the front glass. And you can see they're all real animated and they're out there like discussing it and every move and all, but we can't hear them because they're out there. So it was really cool. And as soon as that handshake happened, all those people came storming through the door, and that's what all those like hands pointing and everything. Oh, I thought you were doing this. I thought you were doing that. When you did this down here, it was awesome. So
the backseat.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Just this horde of people comes charging through the door. So that wraps up our coverage of this regional. We will hopefully be back with more with the other Southeast regionals. So if you liked it, give us a thumbs up and a subscribe, and we'll see you later.